So lying down or sitting down if you prefer, just notice how you make contact with the surface beneath you. Maybe let your head turn side to side, noticing how the neck feels, how it moves. Is there any pull, any strain? And what's the range like? Do you have a big range or does it feel quite limited? And then maybe let your awareness come down to your shoulders as you bring your head to stillness. And just be curious if the shoulders rest on the floor. Perhaps they feel more pulled towards the ceiling. Or are they perhaps being pushed up towards your ears? Maybe one shoulder feels different to the other. Can you sense your shoulder blades? Are they the same? How does your back meet the floor? If you were to imagine the vertebra that form your spine, each had a little button on, and that button lit up a fairy light. But the button can only click on if the vertebra touches the floor. Could you be curious about how much of your spine would light up? And where would stay in the dark? If you're happy to sense your pelvis, then let's bring some awareness to here. If you're not, drift on down to your legs. But if you are, maybe just notice, does your pelvis rest nice and flat? Or is it more like a seesaw? Do you tip the weight? If so, what direction does it tip to? Can you sense your glutes on the floor? I wonder if they have the same tonus as each other, or if one feels a bit more firmer or harder than the other. And then you may already be here, but if you're not, let's check in with the legs. Where do they rest? What contact do they have with the surface they may be connecting to? And what part of the leg is in contact with that surface? Is it the same on each side? What if you were to go down to their ankles and just circle one ankle, move it round, point flex, see how it feels? How about if you try the other ankle? What's that like to move? Are they the same, or do you have one ankle that's a bit more restricted, more clunky, more crackly than the other? What if we were to try this with the wrists? Could you circle one wrist? Move it round. How does that feel? Is there any discomfort or restriction? And then let that arm rest and try the other wrist. How is that to move? Draw any distinctions that may be present. Notice any similarities. And then maybe just notice if you were lying or sitting on a surface that allowed you to leave an imprint, maybe like wet sand on a hot beach, or a bed of plasticine? What kind of imprint would you leave? Where would it really sink down? What might just skim the surface? Would your imprint look equal on each side? And then just move that check-in, that noticing of the imprint to one side. After your somatics class, try this check-in, this Soma scan again. Put yourself back into that surface that allows you to leave an imprint and compare it against the beginning of the session. What's changed? When you're ready, you can begin your first somatic movement. Don't forget to do a mini check-in, Soma scan, between each movement, just to allow your nervous system to really notice the changes you're making. That helps to hold it and really learn and teach your brain as you're reforming and relearning patterns of movement to help ease the tension and move better. Enjoy.